Shop Talk is filmed at 1009 Kingston Road in Toronto.
Emily B is his girlfriend, his longtime girlfriend.
Okay.
So this morning Fab was arrested for domestic violence. So I just wanted to get into it because there's been actually quite a number of young rappers now where videos are coming out with them, like hitting women, abusing women.
Okay, wait. But there must be some kind of backstory to this. Just because he got charged, that doesn't mean he actually did it. Nor do we even know if she actually assaulted him first. So what's the backstory?
We haven't received a backstory yet.
As of Friday, it was reported that Fabolous allegedly punched out 2 of Emily B's front teeth, threatened to kill her with a baseball bat, and threatened to shoot her brother and father.
So I want to kind of talk about domestic violence and like what we understand. How were we raised? Were we raised, and specifically you guys as men, were you raised, like, were you told specifically don't hit girls?
Of course.
Yeah. Of course.
Oh, I would love to get in on this.
Yeah. Okay. I was born born and raised in America, in the States, Brooklyn.
Love it.
Background is Trinidadian.
Come on, me too.
And we were always taught that you don't hit a woman. But at the same token, a lot of times in culture and a lot of growing up in people's homes, women are never taught that they're not supposed to put their hand on men. So there becomes a up down in the essence of raising a woman, because the men are taught that they're supposed to respect women, but a lot of times women are not taught that they must respect men and they must keep their hands to themselves, even if it causes a heated argument. If it gets to the point where you feel physical, then you should walk away. And these are certain things that needs to be taught, and it's not taught. And that's why we have things going either extreme left, where you have like a lot of feminist movements where they'll neglect the whole issue of actual women being physical with men.
Well, that's why we're talking about it today. We're gonna get real about it. Women are arguing and women are fighting men.
Yeah,
and men are fighting back, and then
it becomes a domestic issue, and they're saying that men are supposed to have self-control, so how come women can't have self-control? Yeah. Is that the question?
And women are way more emotional than men. You guys...
That's not true.
I find that
that's not true. Okay,
I'll
men
tell you.
internalize their emotions a lot.
I'll say
they act on their emotions.
Yeah, they act on their emotions.
That's more clear. Because men, we're told to hold our feelings.
Hold our feelings
and because we hold our feelings, a lot of times it's easier for us to have outbreaks. Right. Because everything becomes internalized. We never talk about it, and then it comes like a bubbling pot. It just brews and spills over.
Okay, so everybody was raised, don't hit girls.
Yeah.
Has anybody been in a situation where they have actually fought somebody?
Yeah. A female?
Yeah.
Well, she had it coming.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Tell us what happened.
It's a funny story.
And thank you for being honest.
It's a funny story anyway. I don't know if you guys remember the wrestler Mankind with his sock.
Yeah,
okay.
Wrestler, yeah.
It's midwinter. It's after school. I'm in grade 8. I'm fighting this kid in grade 8. I'm kind of beating him up like I'm winning. He had a sister in grade 11 and another brother in grade 9. So they both came from their high school, and they came in. The brother threw me off, and this broad took this ice sheet. I don't even know where she got it. Smacked me right in the head. So I fucking decked her because like I had blood coming in my nose and everything like that. She fell down.
What are you supposed to do?
So dead winter,
you knock her out.
I got dirty ass boots. My sock is wet. I pull off my boot, put the sock on my hand. Mr. Sock Holder.
Nice.
So if people think that's bad, I'm sorry, but
you're a kid.
She could have killed you with that ice.
At the end of the day, if my wife like kind of like nudged me or kind of went like this, nah. If you kick me in my nuts, punch me in my face, like If you're gonna act like a man about it, then receive the actions of a man. You're going to receive an action of a man. If you act lady about it and give like a lady slap or you know like a nudge.
I don't think argument should ever get to the point where it gets physical. If you have a disagreement or on a whatever subject matter, you have a discourse about it. It should never reach to the point where it's physical. If it reaches to the point where it's physical, that means both of you are angry. You're not hearing what each other's saying. It's no longer an argument. It's a fight.
Has anybody ever been hit by a woman, like as an adult?
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow.
If subliminally, every time your mom hits you, your aunts hit you, your grandmother hits you, and like there's no like if it's different if the male hits you because he's considered the disciplinarian in a lot of homes. The male is the disciplinarian. If he's absent and the woman becomes a disciplinarian, a lot of times men hold that resentment. It's like, oh, that's my mom. I'm not. If my mom hits me, I'm not letting no more women hit me ever. So we already build up that resentment. So that resentment is always there. So when a woman who's not your mom hits you, like, oh no, I'm slapping the taste out your mouth.
Interesting. Built-up resentment from being, no, I don't know. How accurate do you feel similar to how he feels?
Oh, 100%.
So there is some built-up resentment from being abused by, not abused, not abused, discipline. Discipline. Is there built-up resentment from being disciplined by a woman? Were you disciplined primarily by your mom or your dad?
Yes,
Yeah?
my mom, yeah.
Have you ever been in a relationship and a woman hit you, like out of frustration?
Yeah. I've been slapped, not in a relationship. No, I wasn't in a relationship with this person, but I've been slapped in the face by a woman, and I slapped her back.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't slap me in my face. I didn't do nothing to you. Why you put your hands on me?
That's the one part on a man that you will, if you hit a man in their face, like a woman or a guy, it's pretty much all rules are thrown out the window. It's over. You know, it becomes totally different.
There were a lot of black women under Emily's comments today saying, how can we call the police? Some people were even calling her a rat and stuff like that. Have you guys noticed that there's a difference in like just the black culture? There's like a reluctance to want to involve the police in these situations.
Right, because they just want to lock somebody up. That's the thing, right? It could have just been like Kevin was saying earlier. It could have just been an argument that someone overheard and thought it was, oh my God, he's going to kill her, and then call the cops, and somebody's going to jail. If the cops come on a domestic, the guy's going to jail. 100%.
Okay. So in some cases, it is fighting. So at what point do we call it abuse? At what point is it an actual problem?
A baseball guy?
What
in the
baseball
stairwell?
guy?
Which one?
No.
I don't know what his name was, but like he's in the stairwell. Like as soon as you walk through the door, he just talks to her, and all of a sudden he just hits her. Then he picks her up, picks her shirt, walks down the front of the stairs, hits her again.
This is what I'm saying.
That was abuse. That's abuse. Like out of frustration, like I can understand, like you're still wrong, but like when you do it repeatedly and like you fix her up, like there's something wrong with you. And to hit her again, that's different. Yeah.
That's abuse.
I believe that to every situation there's always extremes. So I like to look at stuff from a middle perspective, middle ground. And the reason why is because that means that both people are thinking logically. So if we get into a discourse and it gets heated, then you should be able to be mature enough and have enough self-control, both parties, to either walk away or say, you know what, we agree to disagree and we'll leave the conversation alone.
Well, is the law biased? Do you think there are biases when these things happen?
No.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear. The law itself is not biased. The application of the law is biased. So the law is very straightforward. Assault's assault. It doesn't say in the law, man cannot hit women or women cannot hit men. It just says nobody's supposed to assault anyone. That's the law. It's the police who are enforcing the law will make it as biased. So if the cops came to me, I'm like, yo, she was beating me up and da-da-da-da. They'll stop. They'll giggle. Imagine now you go to the police station.
Exactly.
And okay, so a man.
Do we know any men? Has anybody heard of any man that's been abused?
Of course.
I know.
Yeah?
Listen, it happens a lot more than you.
It happens. The reason why the domestic violence it seems one-sided is because most of the women are the ones who actually cry out in the public. There's men who've been getting their ass kicked for years and never said anything.
Imagine.
You understand what I'm saying? Because at the same time, we're told that, you know, if you talk, you're soft, So it has a lot of different variables that go into it. You know, you can't snitch, and you know, so it's many different applications to the situation.
Or filing your complaint to another male cop. It's like, really? She beat you?
Yeah.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
Come on, dog. She beat
I'm
you?
bleeding over here.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know, that superiority complex they have that's because they're not taught.
Superiority complex. There is no superiority complex.
There is a superiority complex. The superiority complex is this: a woman can take a man to the edge. She can throw him off the cliff. From the mere fact he retaliates, he is in the wrong by the law, and he will be judged and serve time accordingly. If a woman takes it to the extreme, it has to be to the case where the man is almost to death, and 9 times out of 10, men don't come out outright and say, I'm being abused. We suck it in. So that's the superiority complex that they have. And not being taught to have self-control as females and to be respectful to their counterpart, and actually, if you're in a discourse, not to physically hit them or bring it to the point where the argument gets where both parties are enraged, then it falls the grounds for domestic situations to happen, and it could be on both sides, men and women.
It's a form of abuse too, is her calling the cops and getting you locked up. She knows they're gonna lock you up. Yeah, she knows they're gonna lock you up, so she'll just call the cops. You want to get out of line? I'll just call the cops, like I did last time.
Or tell you hit me.
Right. And tell them you hit me. Yeah, exactly. It's that simple. And the cops don't need to see any evidence. There's not be any bruises or nothing.
All
they have to just say the word.
He beats my ass, right. And that's it. Your cuffs going on you with no evidence whatsoever.
I was in the States and he was fucking with these 2 girls. One of the girls decided, they were robbers, obviously. Yeah. So one of the girls decided, yo, you know what? Let's call the cops. Say this guy hit us or hit one of us, right? The cops came, took him out of his house. Left the girls in his apartment.
Yeah.
Stole everything.
They cleaned out his place. He got locked up and they just cleaned him out.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that happens.
These things do happen, man.
They happen, man.
It's a sad truth. It's a sad truth.
We don't talk about it. And I think probably the most honest thing to come out of this is that women aren't raised to kind of generally, it's be ladylike and stuff like that, but we aren't raised to kind of don't hit boys.
There's never that conversation.
I've never
never. The conversation is
they've actually been encouraged to slap men if they're disrespected. Remember back in the days, those movies, the black and white movies, when a girl would take off her glove and slap the guy, you insulted me, the chivalry, all that kind of stuff. You're actually encouraged to do that. That's self-control that I'm sitting there saying, yo, I can crush her head right now, but I'm going to injure myself so that way I can calm myself. You know what I mean? Like, he's literally injuring himself. It's frustration.
It's seen as a threat, not so much frustration. But friends will say, listen, if I'm talking to my girlfriend and she's like, and I'm like, yo, Kevin and I got into such a bad argument, he ended up punching the wall. She's going to say, girl, you better pack your bag.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's abusive.
You better pack your bag.
You can't win.
Yeah.
You can't win.
You can't win.
Straight red flag.
You can't win.
Also, what they don't say in the argument is that what caused him to get to the place where he felt to punch the wall.
Right.
That is never spoken about.
Right.
It's always brought at the point of the man becoming upset.
Right.
What did you do?
Right.
So a lot of times in society, there's no accountability that's being held against women.
Okay,
it's just looked upon as the man as an extreme.
How could
so
you?
other than hitting a man, is there any other justification for hitting a woman? Other than being hit yourself, is there any justification for hitting?
No,
not at all. No.
Period.
Okay.
No.
You should be able to take those words, man.
Maybe a headlock or something, bro. Maybe a freaking headlock.
Stones will break your bones. Names will never hurt you. It sounds stupid, but like, no.
Words cut, man.
I mean, but not to the point where you got to be physical. But if they hit you, it's different.
The most powerful thing you have is your word.
But like you said, punch a wall then, right? Like you got to be able to like.
So for you to say that, then that means you can't tell your woman anything personal about you.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because then she can use her. Yeah.
We can talk this for 2 to 3 hours. It's a lot. Sticks and stones
break bones.
They do.
They cause wars. They kill a lot of people. Words. The most powerful thing a human has is words. You can control nations. You could make people jump off buildings.
Well, it's funny. I once made my dad snap with words.
Of course.
I was like just going on, swinging my neck. I don't remember what I was saying. And my dad is an old football player. And he actually tackled me.
Good, yeah, good.
I was 16 and
That's
he had
what you
enough.
get, or you thought it wasn't going to happen, eh?
This is the red line.
Oh, man.
He's like, okay, I'm going to show you the red line now. You ain't go back there yet.
No, and my dad didn't hit me my whole life. I never got disciplined from my dad. That was the day. He was like, you were done. You were officially done.
Yes.
He took away your pass. He's like, you got a pass for 16 years.
Right?
All right, now, come, let me check you. We're going to get the brunt of it because we're speaking out. They're going to be like, he's no matter what.
No, it's time to be honest. It's time to be honest, but it's also interesting to hear men speak about how you guys feel from your side.
You know who I respect the most when this issue came out about when the whole, you remember the sports players are getting hit with the abuse and stuff?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg on The View.
What did she say?
She said she actually spoke in defense of men.
Yes.
That women have to learn not to put their hands on men because you can't expect that if you're going to hit someone, that person is not going to hit you back. The moment you cross that line, you've now accepted
whatever
consequences that comes to you. It's like that science, you know,
every action
has a reaction. If you hit someone, period, man, dog, cat, whatever, they're going to freaking hit you back.
Okay, so the guys that are abusive.
You know what I mean? This is natural defense instincts in you.
Have you ever seen two girls fight?
Oh, yeah.
It's the most vicious thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
More vicious.
I wouldn't want no girl to fight with me and be all over me, scratching on my eyes, because you guys are, women are
take
vicious.
it to another level.
Yeah, you take it to a whole other level, man.
The way they assault you is different. They want to damage your looks. Yes, you know what I mean? Like, they don't just want to punch you and knock you out. Right. They want to scar your face.
Yes.
So another girl won't look. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more deeper when they're assaulting a man than just punching him in his face.
I did see this one guy on IG once cut up. I don't know if you guys have seen him. She'd cut his face.
Scratch
she like
him
chopped
up
him up.
Shit. Like they always go.
And he was like, nah. He was like, no. She's too far now. Now too far. Now too far. Now too far. Okay, if somebody is abusive, meaning he regularly is beating his spouse and stuff, is that hereditary? Is that something that, where does that come from?
No.
How does that begin?
Well, I think she's saying like maybe that person was raised in an abusive household and maybe he was abused or whatever.
Could be. They grew up seeing their mom get abused or whatever, and mom still stayed with their dad.
Is that an excuse?
No.
No, there's no excuse for it. Because once
they rationalize it.
Once you're an adult, you know what's right and what's wrong. So if it doesn't feel right, then you know it's wrong.
Right. But that's perception.
But then the woman on the other side,
that's perception, because if I'm an insane killer,
well,
what I feel...
The damn is right. I know what you mean. So your perception is right.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, though, the woman that's being abused, so-called abused or whatever, maybe she's got low self-esteem. Maybe she doesn't work.
Probably.
Maybe she doesn't have much going on for herself. And this guy, yeah, exactly, right? And this guy's probably the breadwinner. Yes, take care, brother. You know what I mean? He's probably the breadwinner in the house. She figures she can't do without him. And he probably takes advantage of that too.
There's a lot of factors,
right?
Basically, it's hard to pinpoint it to one thing.
What do you think 90% of like the cause of fight are? Because most of the time it's not words.
It's not words, right?
Like no, but to start something that I guess that point where it's physical.
It stems from something else.
Yeah. So like, and it always just be like something that happens outside the house. Either cheating or something like that. Like you spent too much money. You shouldn't have done this. You should pay this on time.
Right.
That was something.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, this is it. I saw some people saying that Emily B cheated on Fab. You find out that your woman cheats on you. Are you allowed to get at least one swing in?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Guys don't want to hit women. I'm sure those guys don't want to hit women. But
did they live together? What?
I don't know.
You know what's so funny? I didn't even know they were back together because they've been off and on for like years now.
So didn't he just post a picture of her like yesterday?
He better not had.
I think, or the day before. Like,
I don't know. But he posted on IG, he's like, 2018 is breaking my heart. And then we heard that he was arrested. But those two are constantly off and on because he's like, he's with a lot of other women and stuff, right?
He's a celebrity.
Yeah, but they've been together for a long time, right?
Forever.
So she's, you know what, like this part about he's cheating on her all the time, come on. If they've been together for like 10, 15 years, I think they've had that relationship for that long, right?
Okay.
She's accepted that game at that point.
This is it. Do we think it's the first time? Is this the first time he's hit her? Do we think this is the first time he's actually hit her?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they have that type of relationship where it's mutual combat all the time. Because they have some relationships are like that where they fight and they get physical all the time, but they still deeply love each other. You know what I mean? And it's mutual combat at that point.
And I know this is gonna sound wrong what I'm gonna say, but some women like getting abused. Some women like it.
Some women, I will agree that some women feel like it means you love them.
Yes.
It's like, to them, it's like it's a form of love.
It's like passion. Right. It's passionate.
It's weird, you know what I mean? But
do we think it was the first time?
Michelle, watch this show.
If you had to,
honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't honestly.
Honestly, I don't know. We'll need more factors to be
that's
involved.
just like trying to throw more speculation on something that we don't know. It's because it's all hearsay at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, he got charged, but at the end of the day, an investigation has to be conducted, and it's gonna fall on Faboulous' shoulders on whether he's gonna, like what we say, what most men don't do is actually say what really happened, or 9 times out of 10 he's gonna take the charge.
Well, at this point,
and in society he's gonna be labeled as the abuser. He's gonna take the charge and he's gonna take his L and move on.
he has no choice though.
He has no choice.
Once they lock him, once they come and pick him up,
that's it.
She can't drop the charges.
Okay,
That's
that's
the way
what
it
I was
works.
wondering. All right.
She can't drop the charges.
He turned himself in. Is that any different?
No.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
So then there's a charge. There's a charge.
But they were looking for him, so
Okay.
it was better that they turned him. It was better that he contacted his lawyer and voluntarily turned himself in, as opposed to the cops hunting for his ass with guns drawn and making the media. Who knows? Ends up shooting him because freaking, you know what I mean? It was smart for him to go turn himself in. By him turning himself in is not an admission of guilt. And that is the problem, because he's being prosecuted in the public law, in the law of opinion, as opposed to the law right now. So everyone's going to be like, oh, he turned himself in, he has to be guilty, especially women. We don't know.
Oh, he's guilty already. I already assumed that he did.
You know what I mean?
Like yeah. I didn't even realize that was
up for debate?
Yeah.
You don't even know if she had him tied up and he escaped for his life. You know what I mean? We don't even know that. She had him in a chokehold, freaking like knocking niggas out and shit like that. And he escaped for his life. We don't even know.
A woman starts beating you. You guys are leaving her?
Yeah. If a woman
she hits you once.
What?
She hits you once. A woman hits you once.
Kind of hit, like,
you breaking up?
if it's a punch,
like a good one, a good punch.
You just walk out the door.
A good punch.
There's no point of staying.
Let's see. She checked your phone and she sees what she thinks to be Efri.
One, I don't give a shit. You ain't checking my phone, ladies. I'm not giving you my password. You gotta trust me and accept my privacy as much as I'll respect your privacy. Because that's not gonna happen.
If you guys remember what happened to Al Green.
Oh,
remember what happened to Al Green?
Hot grits on his chest.
Yeah.
That was his woman, huh?
Oh, I know.
He was in the bathtub and she poured hot grits. Yo, that's some evil shit. You think any guy would ever do that?
Oh, you're done.
Women have been doing this and been abusing men for years.
Thousands. Hotline, a women abuse hotline. We need programs for us.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
Who?
Al Green's wife?
No.
Al Green's wife didn't get charged.
She didn't get charged.
She didn't get charged. Plus, he didn't want to push charges on her either.
See? We've been getting abused.
So that's interesting.
I think, I thought if the police get involved and they
Yeah.
find evidence, they have to.
But that's in the 70s, so maybe, maybe they were just looking at it like,
they're like,
she's wild. He got a wild one.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then it was.
I got third-degree burns on my body. That's all you
It's
gotta
like
tell
you
me.
can't rub that stuff off like that.
Exactly.
He healed up, but you know, she tried to burn. And that was my point about how the difference between how they will assault you. They want to damage your looks as opposed to knocking you out. You know what I mean? They want to scratch your face and put a scar on your face for the rest of your life, so that way you look in the mirror, you see that like, that'll drive me crazy, man. Like,
scratch up your car,
scratch up your windows.
Okay, definitely the car
Cars aren't
thing.
doing that.
Definitely the car thing.
I blame Waiting to Excel for that movie. That made it popular for women to start doing that shit.
Oh, I saw this one woman, she folded up this guy's car. I still don't know how she did it. No. She had the whole front windshield crumpled up.
Wow. Because you know the guy loves his car. Evil, man.
Well, he was using it to go see other chicks. That was the first problem. That was the first mistake.
When women get upset, they snap. They jump off the edge.
Yes. But there is no edge for them to jump off.
They jump off. It's like the Empire State Building. They just nosedive off the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Serious.
I will admit, I once punched up my daughter's father, and I did lose control. Like, I blanked out. Oh, so and it wasn't even anything bad.
So wait,
it wasn't even anything. I
hold on, wait, hold on. Let me see something for a second. No. So you admit to physically abusing a man?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So tell me, how did that make you feel?
I felt horrible. And to this day, I felt bad. But I blanked out is what's so funny.
Oh. Did he swing back?
No, of course he didn't
He's trying to protect himself.
I think he thought it was a little bit funny.
Right.
So now,
funny.
So if he would have,
It was cute that you
punched him out.
Then if he would have hit you back, then now.
Oh, no, serious
exactly. Exactly. I'm not saying it's not a double standard. I'm just saying we're addressing it today.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're addressing it
You're
today.
confessing.
Right.
Yeah, for sure would have been a problem. That's what's so funny.
Yeah.
Your father's involved, your brother's involved, your male cousins are involved.
Yes.
It goes to the left, and even us, like, even when domestic situations happen within our, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Within our family, we need to weigh out the option and see what actually is going on.
Yeah, what's actually going on?
Because a lot of times a man don't just haul off and just box a woman just like that.
Thank you.
Especially when you have something to lose like that.
Because we're always losing everything. We lose our house, we lose our kids, we lose our family. We gotta start paying support now. Freaking then we have to go to anger management, counseling. You gotta deal with
when situations come up, women don't go.
Like,
You can't see your kids.
You can't see your kids now. Like it's a lot.
It should be as much as like, and this is a problem. As okay, feminine, the feminist right movement, right?
Or left.
I called it the
Yeah.
the alt left. No, it's alt left. So when situations like this happen, so when they haul off and they damage people's stuff and they hit men, they should be treated as the same. The penalty should be the same.
No man supports another man who hits a woman. Like,
no man
woman that hits a man, like,
women support each other. Yeah. If a woman tells her friends, her cousins, that she boxed the man in the face, they're gonna be like, yeah, it's high fives. It's high fives. It's like a rite of passage.
And no man.
It's
like a rite of
passage.
passage.
Go and get the guy. They'll never like go like get their boys to fight the girl.
No.
Shit. All the other girls will probably want to jump in too and get their hits in. It's like this collective anger that they have that they. It's like the Borg. They just want to kill all. They're like the Borg.
Final word, Pete.
That's too real.
Final word.
Yo, you got that's a crazy bird, yo.
Yeah. Like I said, man, we've been getting abused for years.
Pete, you been doing that? Pat, you been doing that?
He's been doing this.
Stop the abuse, please.
I've done like 5 years now.
Yeah.
Let's just live together, man.
Let's all stop doing that.
Yeah. Can we just get along?
Yeah.
Huh?
We should just get along.
Exactly.
Learn how to speak to one another.
That's it.
Communication is key.
Keep your hands to yourself and communicate more verbally.
Amen.
Come on.
If it gets that to the point where it gets physical, then you need to leave the conversation alone.
Yeah. Or leave the
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And if any relationship brings you to the point where you feel like you need to be physical with that person, you don't need to be with that person.
Yeah. And if she's hitting you, what do you do?
Call the cops.
Oh. Yeah. We need to start putting women in jail for abuse.
They need to start going to jail.
They need to start going to jail.
So now what happens? What happens? So now what happens if a woman lies on you and you didn't put your hands on her?
That happens all the time.
What happens if the girl you whatever, you guys have a relationship and then you say, okay, you know what, it's not working out, Ray-tay-tay, and then she drops the diamond and says, all right, oh, but he hit me.
Yeah.
Girl, can't you see? Look. What are you gonna say now? What happens in that scenario?
I'm sorry, but you guys you'll have to go to jail because of the stereotypes.
Okay, all right. So, but that's what happens every time, though. That's what happens every time. all they have to say is that you hit them, and you go to jail. You know how much guys are sitting in jail right now? Because they found out that this guy was cheating on them, and girl,
in jail
I'm gonna get
than
back.
there is of any crime.
Of course.
On domestic violence, probably.
Listen,
right
probably.
No, factual.
Okay.
It's facts.
Yeah.
It's facts. Like, listen, there's women from other foreign countries that come here, and once they figure out the system, they don't want to be with that man no more. They say, "Oh, he hit me." Bam. I'm I'm dead serious.
New apartment, new car.
A new apartment, new car, the stunting, you know what I mean? They got the Bugatti the next year, you know what I mean? Like, yo, man. It's crazy, though. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Trust me. You guys, thank you. Thank you for your participation and your honesty.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I hope you learned something today.
The alt-right feminist movement, or was it right or left? Alt-left. The alt-left.
I'll probably be cutting out that part.
She is gonna cut it out, but there's all that.
We gotta put can't be exposed in the media. They're coming in like the Illuminati now, man.
If they're alt-right, that means that they believe that every person, every female should be held accountable the same based on any situation that is faced. If they do the crime, it shouldn't be treated differently. If it's a domestic case, it's against them. They should serve the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
That's alt-right.
I think generally, most women feel that way. Unless you're different and you're in a situation where you're trying to set somebody up, I think generally most women feel like...
Not the ones that I've come across. Not the ones that I've come across. They feel the extreme, and they feel like if they slap you, you're not supposed to hit them back. Because you were taught you don't hit women. Women were never taught not to hit men. So it's already been proven to be already an alt-left situation from your upbringing. So they just capitalize on the fact that that is your teaching. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because if things are taught, if we have to take it upon ourselves, realizing the issues, realizing the things that we're facing, and we need to make middle grounds. So that means I do believe that women should be respected. They should have more job opportunities. They should make them more money. But at the same token, if they do crimes, if there's domestic abuse, a man should not feel inferior to voice his opinion, and he shouldn't be looked upon as a snitch or a sucker for speaking out against it.
For sure.
And if a woman is being abusive to a man, call the cops, man. Call the cops, file a complaint, and you go through the rights. And don't feel any way about it, because if the shoe was on the other foot, trust me, the woman is gonna go all the way.
This is Pete Cutter from Cut and Run. Thank you for watching another week of Chop Talk. Please subscribe.
I did it.